Good morning, John Lampus. It's like 8:45 in the morning. 8:45 in the morning. I haven't shaved. I just woke up a little while ago. I'm actually dressed, I'd say, fairly nicely, but I still feel pretty gross. I just spent the night at Charlie's house, and yeah, he had to kick me out because he's going to Taekwondo, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. So, but I read your note right before I left. And I was intrigued by it. So, just like you were questionable on how you wrote it, I'm gonna do a pretty cool thing and make a video response. So that's what I'd like to do. Because I liked your note, and you know me, I love philosophical talks on life and things like that. So, continuing our chain of first world problems, you're talking about who you are and what not to do in college, and I'm replying to it on my iPad. So anyway, but what really irked me about your message, the thing that I took away the most was that sort of your thesis statement was that you were saying college is a time to figure out who you are and who you're going to be. And while I really liked your note, I had to disagree with that because, I mean, there's never really a time where you decide who you are. I mean, you can say, I'm this person. But the cool thing about intelligence and being a human being and having brains and stuff, at least ones that are really highly capable of things, of our awareness and our consciousness, is that I don't think we ever really have to decide on any one thing because we have the power to change pretty much any given moment, and at no point do we decide, who we are. We go throughout our everyday lives, and there is never at any point, unless our consciousness is somehow constrained for some reason, maybe through drug influence, which is also by choice or not by choice, but there's never at any point in which we have no control over our thoughts. And our thoughts create our actions, and our actions are what create us. So, it's interesting in that maybe at one point in your life you decide, I'm going to be this way, and you act that way. And then eventually after a while, you go, okay, I didn't like what I was doing. What you just did, it defined, I guess, who you are for that time period, but it doesn't continue to define you. You know? I can't say how many times I've changed who I am, and my mom likes to think that a lot of what I am is true to me, and I think that'd be true. I would hope to think that being nice is something that I've never really changed. I think there was a time in my life, though, where I wasn't as nice as, or at least didn't attempt to be nice all the time. There was definitely times where I was really grumpy and kind of upset with things. But, we changed a lot, and to constrict our time period of what would be a good word for that? Like, personal evolution, or like a time in which we just decide things, to constrict our human growth down to a couple years of our life is kind of rough sounding. And I don't think that you were necessarily implying that, but we define who we are. We have our own actions and our own thoughts, and I think that's one of the most interesting things of human life that we all need to remember. Is that if you don't like who you are, you can just change it. And if you don't like where you are, you can change that too. And if you don't like what you're doing, you can change that. And most importantly, the thing that we don't realize is that when you're going through life, much like with all these things, one of the things that I really think college teaches us is that we're going to be confronted with a lot of things that we don't want to do. A lot. But just like with all those things about ourselves, we can choose to like it or not to like it. It's all a conscious choice. So, I don't know. I just wanted to add my input. It's 8:50 now in the morning. It's been a 5-minute video. But I hope maybe I had some cool things to say. Thank you for listening, and I've always wanted to make a video response. I think you and I should do more of these, John. I think that'd be really fun. Anyway, I'm going to get going now. Gonna go find out what I'm gonna do for the next 3 hours, because right now I have no plans. So yeah, and my goal is to not go home, not go anywhere. I just have to float around Lake Oswego for 3 hours, so that should be fun. Anyway, I love you, man. Great response, or great post. I'll talk to you later. Why don't this turn off? Okay, this is really embarrassing.